Is we are going to look at some of the messages that I have gotten recently on LinkedIn. These are people that are trying to get me to set a meeting or buy something or anything like that. And we're just going to dive into some of these messages and some of the ways that we could have made them better. I've got an upcoming webinar, which is on the 80/20 protocol, which is really about how to ask the right questions and what questions to ask. So it's important that you do that. It's important that you work that way, but none of that even gets started if you don't get the conversation started in a lot of ways. So I'm going to read some of these here, and you can basically, I'll go through these and then I'll tell you what it'll look like, what it should look like, some better ways to do it. And if you've got something while you're watching this, if you want to comment in here, I'll try to get in with the comments too. So let's just jump right into this. So basically, I got this a couple days ago. So, hi, Joe. Thanks for connecting. Quick intro. I'm blank with blank. We've helped agents like you transition to blank, adding 3 to 6 months with a successful transition using our success framework. So, they're telling me what what they've got. So some of this, though, 6 figures in 3 to 6 months, that seems unrealistic to me. I understand the insurance world a little bit, and that seems a little crazy. So we're one of the fastest growing companies in the U.S. Blah blah blah. This is all about them. Another with us agents who've already successful feel stuck have added 20 to 50K a month in just a few months. Okay, gotten hands-on training, leveraged our plug and play, blah, blah, blah. It's a rare window to join a proven team and see if you're a right fit. What do you think? Worth a conversation? I mean, no. Basically all you did was talk about yourself for 3 paragraphs and then, try to throw in some FOMO, which is a rare opportunity to prove a team, to join a proven team. But you didn't make any of that conversation actually about me. None of it was even asking a question like, "Are you frustrated where you currently are?" That's an instant disqualifier. If you're frustrated, great, give me a call. If you're not frustrated, cool, good luck. Keep doing what you're doing. Everything is perfectly fine there. It's okay to add a little bit of authority in a part of the message, but it should always start with me. Always ask the question that you want to ask up front. So basically said, thanks for connecting, great, but there's no value in any of this. There's nothing in it for me. So why would I book a conversation? Let me go through a couple of other ones here. Here's another sponsored one. So hope all is well. I lead a Forbes Business Council. So if you're just joining us, we're going through some of the messages I have got on LinkedIn, and we're going to fix them. We're going to see if we can fix some of these. And if you've got something that you want to fix in the comments, make sure you let me know what they are. Hope all is well. I lead a Forbes Business Council, a global community so top business executives. So you lead a group. Got it. Our members include owners and founders of small, medium-sized businesses across an array of industries. Great. More about you. Our platform allows you to network with vetted industry peers. More about you. Can we discuss this further in a quick 15-minute call with my selection committee? I encourage you to apply to join us. I mean, it's just another LinkedIn. It's just another situation to where, yeah, you basically, so breaking it down, like I lead this company or I lead this council. Great. Our members include these other people from these really big ones. You didn't even ask me if I was interested in that. Our platform allows you. It's you. You still haven't given me any reason or asked me any questions about me. No qualifiers, no disqualifiers. It's completely about this. Could we discuss this further in a quick 15-minute call with my selection committee? So why would an entire committee of people come in here for 15 minutes and do a selection on me? What are you going to learn in 15 minutes? I encourage you to apply to join us today. Okay, but you didn't tell me why. So how would I fix this? Like basically start asking some questions about me. Start talking about me a little bit. Are you looking? It's right here in the second part of it. I'm sorry, the third part of it here. Our platform allows you to network with vetted industry peers. Are you looking for that connection? That's a really easy question. You can throw that at the top. Hey, looking for a new place to meet vetted industry people that are your peers? If not, great. Move on. All right. Moving on. So this one actually did work on me. And I'll tell you, hey, Joe, great to connect. I was also with blank for 4 years. I left over constant commission changes. So this is normal in the industry. And now I guide people to 200 plus careers, and I grow their book to higher commissions, more freedom, better retention, and profit sharing without micromanaging. Happy to share more if you're interested. This was actually pretty good. I mean, like, so first off, he starts off with a little bit of like and kind. People buy from people who they are alike. And if you want to be liked by somebody, you need to show that you are alike them. So in this particular situation, he starts off with saying, I was also with this company, so you and I are very much alike. So that's very important. He says, now, I'm on this mission. Like, I'm going to guide people to, access these 200 plus carriers. Now, look, I know a little bit about the insurance world, and that seems like a lot. I don't know if I would really like that or not. Grow their book to higher commissions, more freedom, better retention, and profit sharing. Okay, maybe. Probably not, though. In all honesty, I'm probably not going to be all that interested in that, but it's okay. And actually it did work. I said, it's worth it, worth the conversation. And then where he lost me was that he's like, oh, sure, it'd be great. I'd love to speak to you. Here's my Calendly invite. I think Calendly is a great tool. I really do. But I think that people need to be careful on how they use it, because this puts the ball in my court. When you're in sales, the whole goal is to keep the ball in your court. So, like, hey, when is a good time? Great, I'm going to send you an invite. If he really wants to set it up. Maybe he's got so much business he doesn't need to. And if that's the case, great, use the Calendly. That's fine. That's fantastic. Let's see. So this is just a recruiter. Hey, Joe, I wanted to reach out and see if you're currently in the job market. Not bad, right? If I'm not, then I'll just quit reading. I have an incredible role right now with one of our clients and would love to talk through the role and your skill set. I have attached a day below. Okay. I guess it's not terrible, but there was no follow-up. They sent over what you'll be doing, but it does give the company and sort of that kind of thing, but it doesn't really start with it, just kind of like blank. I'd probably add a little bit at the beginning of that, like, are you looking for a new role? I've got an exciting one. But I guess this isn't too bad, honestly, because you just throw all the information out there. There's no follow-up, though. I will say there's nothing there. Hey, what did you think about that? So if you're not doing the follow-up, you definitely should. Okay, what else do we have here? This one worked as well. Like, this is a great one. Hey, Joe, thanks for connecting. Took a look at your profile, and I thought I'd introduce myself. Simple, right? Nothing big there. You can just basically go through there, and then I did reach out to him. Then he kind of loses me on the second part, because at least there's some follow-up here, right? There's some follow-up. Like, I said, hey, John, nice to meet you. And he says, like, Joe, I was looking at your company a little bit more and was curious how you're managing your IT. Okay, I guess that's it. We are actually looking for companies across your area and want to maximize their IT investment. Might have a solution if you're interested in chatting a bit more. Yeah, but for what? Like, you didn't highlight any of the problems that you solve. You didn't say in here, like, hey, this is what we do. And then there's, he did do a follow-up, which is pretty good. And he said, like, we may not be as persuasive as I thought. So here's a link to give you a better rundown of our services. Like, that's great. But, like, honestly, start with a problem. If you highlight the problem, hey, does your IT suck? Do you have holes in your IT system? There's a lot of ways that he could do it. And then there's a lot of follow-up here. And it's kind of funny because actually after he followed up with me a lot, I followed up with him just by trying to sell him. Like I do that sometimes on LinkedIn. I'm a bit of a troll when it comes to that because you can tell that these are a funnel. You can tell that these aren't, like him actually writing a message to me. He hasn't done his research on who I am. He hasn't done anything. In fact, we know that from the very beginning because I don't own a company that would need IT services. I'm a one-man show at the most point here. I mean, so like he's just taking a shot in the dark. I mean, at least he's got a series here. Just bubbling this to the top of your inbox in case it sunk to the bottom. Okay, but why? Give me a reason to read on. I had some time clear up Tuesday of next week. Any chance you could make a 15-minute call for work? What's up with the 15 minutes? I mean, like, what can you accomplish in 15 minutes? When I was building my webinar that's coming up, actually, I was curious, like how long should this thing be? I didn't really want it to be an hour because I didn't want to sit there and talk to somebody forever, I mean, and make it too long. I thought half hour to 45 minutes. 45 minutes was because I want to be able to go over live stuff in the live webinar, and that's what we're going to be able to do. So basically in the webinar, we're going to teach you the 80-20 rule, 80-20 protocol. So it's the Pareto rule. 80-20 comes up all over in live. But what we're going to learn is how to ask questions and talk only 20% of the time and let the client or the person that you're talking to do 80% of the talking. And I'm going to help you identify exactly what questions to ask using something that I developed called the 3 I's. It's going to help you understand and lead the conversation with open-ended questions and actually help you understand this. So where did I learn this? I learned this as an investigator in a police department. So I was an investigator for a long time and worked on cases internationally, nationally, and local, and did a lot of interviewing and interrogations. And so I learned these skills, and then later I took these skills into sales, and now I am teaching them, helping people get better at what it is that they do on a day-to-day basis. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about this upcoming webinar. I've got a master class that's also coming out pretty soon. All of it is designed for the working professional. All of it is designed for people that are actually there. And I'm also a coach. So, I can actually help with all of these things. But we are launching a lot over here. But it all starts with the webinar. Love to have you join. I'll put a link down here when this is not live. I'll put a link in here. And if you're interested in coming to that and learning, it's super cheap. It's $10. We can't make it free because I found that if I do stuff for free, people don't value it. So it's $10. That's the cost of lunch. So, you can get in there and 45 minutes of your time on a Monday morning, and it's going to be a good time. And we'll go over stuff live. If you have questions, people are going to raise their hands. They're going to bring stuff to the table, and we'll go from there. So I appreciate your time today. I am going to be done with these. We'll come back later. We'll do it again. And I'm going to keep doing these live sessions to where I'm just basically roasting and building stuff and figuring these things out that I'm seeing in the world and try to make you a better salesperson. So thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.